Welcome to the News This Week in 5, the radio broadcasting show where we take apart some of America's most pressing issues. Today we'll be discussing the student loan debt. As it reaches into the billions of dollars, many are referring to it as a crisis. The more we see growth in this debt, the more we're seeing growth in increased criminal activities such as loan sharks. Many of these new graduating college students are filling the ranks of criminal imperiums that engage in such behaviors. When we reached out to some of these former students under the presumption of anonymity, they stated the following. It's an excellent field, racketeering. It pays well, you charge extreme interest, and skim a little bit off the top for yourself. Do it with a massive amount of money, say with an 18-year-old with $100,000 over 4 years, and it's an abstract concept, abstract as if you were frolicking in a field where it was raining golden doubloons. Lastly, they're often commented stating, if you can't beat them, join them. Also, with the rise of these mobsters, you're seeing a rise of cheesy catchphrases such as, you'll be sleeping with the fishes, and you talking to me, end quote. With this, you're also seeing the persistence of the use of fake accents, such as to personify the gangster mentality more appropriately. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that sounds lovely. Now, for a word from our sponsor. Natural Light, the beer of college students everywhere. Whether you're of the more intimate nature at small gatherings, or of the more rambunctious nature, such as college frat parties, it is the beer for you. They also pertain and relate to today's topic as they've engaged in an initiative that some refer to as a crusade against student loan debt. They've chosen to lift the burden off of several students each year for several years, in which it is also having a second effect, in part cleaning up the streets of some of these cheesy mobsters. Many are glad for this, such as Irene S. from New York City, who had the following to say, quote, "Thank you, Natural Light, for taking some of these mobsters off the street. They use cheesy catchphrases. Why can't they just extort us like regular, respectable mobsters?" End quote. Now back to our current issue. Many college students were also asked why they chose to go to school. These are my favorite ripostes to the inquiry. First and foremost, they want to get a good job to provide for their family. Second, the ability to learn new skills within their chosen field. Third, the ability to learn how to create new things that don't necessarily pertain to their chosen field, such as this video? Hold on, folks. Jonathan, do you know what a video is? I'm very clueless on this. You don't? I guess the individuals in script writing must have came up with a new word for something I don't know what it means. They shouldn't do that. Sorry about that, folks. The crackpots down at script editing decided to put in a word that I believe sounds made up. Lastly, they wanted a higher quality of life. Note, not on this list is extreme rates of interest over 10% if your parents make too much, and you have to go with a private lender, which some call usurious rates. To finish up this statement, I would like to end the comment with a comment from a former mobster who won the award by Natural Light in the past. Quote, "I'm so glad I won this. When you're caught up in debt, it's like you're drowning in red and more red, but the major difference between drowning in a sea and drowning in debt is that there's no fishes to keep you company. So here's looking to you, Natural Light." End quote. Wow, there's a lot of people using cheesy phrases from the picture shows. I could understand why that gets annoying. And with that, that's the close of our show. Thank you for joining us. And that's a wrap, Jonathan.